Have you ever thought of building a functionality to have real-time search or instant search? Search like this, for example, right? So you can search with the employee name, with the department or status. You don't need to have a clear all button. It already makes sure that it clears everything once you're done searching. If you want to learn how to build that feature, then you stick around and watch till the end. And let's get started. Got the continuous form, and it has a search box, just a simple search box to type the information or the search term. We can search using employee name, department, status, and if you have more columns and more fields, you can absolutely use those to search or implement this search. But in this video, we are going to look at how do we do instant search using the employee name and department, and perhaps we will add the status as well. We will add all the columns or all the search options available to the user to give the better user experience. So to do that, absolutely, we have to go to the design mode of this form, and we will select the text box, and the name of text box is txt search, and we will choose the on change event. That will be more appropriate because we want to do the instant search. That means after each letter typed, the access should start looking for that information in that continuous form. And so, okay, well, let's click on this dot 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 code builder, and here we are in the VBA editor. Now, in here, what we are going to do is we're going to first declare some variables because variables are very important. So we'll say dim ss simply for search as a string. Basically, s will represent whatever user will type. So the text inside the text box, s will represent to that. Now, we need to declare another variable because I want to make this as a modern text instant search. Like, if you go to web and you type a letter and it's very modern, the user interface looks and feels very premium. So we want to build something like that in Microsoft Access. So that's why I'm going to declare another variable, dim POS, and I'll tell you what it is. POS is basically it will detect the position of the cursor, because if we don't use this, then the cursor will jump around in the text box when you're typing. So first, we're going to detect whether this text box takes a search is an active control, meaning user have the focus on this control. So let's have the comments, right? So if let me have a caps lock on, if txt search is the active control. All right, that's very important. We want to check that. So we'll say if me dot active control dot name. Okay, if it is active control, we want to continue and search. But if it is not an active control, then what we want to do is, for example, txt search. That's the name of the text box. Then we want to just exit this up. You must be wondering what this code does, what this line of code does. Because we are detecting the position of the cursor inside the text box, we want to check if the cursor is actually in the text box. Now let's continue, and let's and the variables that we have declared, we have to tell Microsoft Access what this POS means and S means. So we'll say POS. Let's handle that first. POS me dot txt. Oops, txt search dot sel start. What this sel start means? So sel start, basically what it tells where the user is actually typing inside the text box. So because with POS we are remembering the cursor's position. This is all about building the modern search interface, and that's what it's all happening here. That's why we're using all of this. Now let's define what does s means in here. So s equal me dot txt search dot text. Okay, simple as that. Whatever user has typed in the search box, we are going to consider that as s. One of the other things we need to detect, if the length of the text that user has typed, it should be um, more than zero. If it is length is zero, then basically user was just if I will come here in Microsoft Access interface, if the length is zero, maybe user have just brought the cursor here and did the space. So text is not typed in, so it should not really get activated and start filtering the data. So that's what we need to cover as well in our code. So we'll go back to VB editor and we'll say if length um, if length equal 0, then Okay, then what should be done? Then we don't want the filter to be activated. We want to keep it off because user essentially is not really typing. Me dot filter on equal false. Okay, and you have seen this filter on and filter off, how to do this in my previous video, which I created to demonstrate how to search the continuous form using the combo box. So if you haven't watched that, I would suggest and recommend that you do that. Do watch that video as well. If the length of the text is greater than 0, then what should happen? Well, then Access should start filtering the form. So let's build that. So in that case, we'll say me dot filter equal double quote, and pay attention here. This is where the magic will happen. Okay, so we'll have this bracket, and we're going to search using the employee name, right? So we talked about it, employee name, department, and the status. And we're going to use like operator. Like operator will create that magic of instant search. Okay, and then we'll have single quote, and we will have asterisk, we will have double quote, ampersand, and right here we will have s. What is s? S equal to our variable that we have defined here, and we will repeat that for the other two columns as well. But we will use or operator because we are looking at or, and then the next one is department, and we'll repeat the same like, and then single quote, double quote, and ampersand, and right here we will have s, and then we'll continue with the third parameter that we want to build. So we'll say or, and again we'll continue with the bracket, not this one, and then we'll say status like operator, and we'll say single quote, and I think I have done a mistake. Have I done a mistake? No, I have not. I can see some mistake, but anyway, we'll see. It will shout back at us. All right, so asterisk, double quote, and then ampersand and s. No, no mistake. Great. Okay, so that is me dot filter equal to, but we need to turn it on. So we'll say me dot filter on equal true. Okay, and then we'll say and if. Are we done? Well, not really. We need to just have a final say in the code, and then we should be done. And that is restoring the cursor, right? So for example, if user typed in 2 letters and then stopped and then want to continue, so want to restore that cursor. Okay, so we'll say, for example, right here, single quote and restore cursor, not customer, cursor. Okay, and now we will type if me dot active control dot name equal. So you see on the top we said not equal to, but here we're saying equal to txt search. Then we will say me dot txt search dot sel start equal pos, and then we'll close that with end if. I think that's about it. We should not get any error, and we are not getting error. But the real magic will happen when we will start testing it. Okay, so we'll go back, we'll go to the form view, and this is the test time. So let's start typing. Oops, there's something happening, and that something is that it is not, the typing is not being completed. So why it is not happening? Let's go to design view, and we'll go to dot, and where have we done mistake? We have this is where, not sel length, it should be sel start. Okay, and now we will say go back, and now if we'll type john, now it is searching. Look at that. Now let's say David. Okay, instantly it is filtering. Now we'll search with the active. Yeah, all the active. We will search with the department, HR. We will search with the employee name, John Cena. So you get that point, right? So you can actually build the web search like functionality in Microsoft Access rather than building the conventional way of searching. Okay, and this gives a really good feel to the user that they are actually working with the premium system because it is instant search or real-time search. So that's how you do that. And I hope that you have liked whatever you've seen. I hope that you will smash the like button and tell me in the comments below. Also, if you haven't subscribed to your channel yet, make sure you do hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.